everyone, excuse the background. I'm at Lee's house right now, so that's why it looks a bit different, but I come to you with good news, which is I have a job, yay! For next year only. I am going to be the Cambridge Student Union's Postgraduate Access Education and Participation Officer. I had to get the job through like an election, and this election was at the beginning of May, and normally we would have gotten the results like really soon after that. But there was a really big delay actually. I can't really talk about too many reasons why there was a delay. It wasn't anything to do with me, luckily, but it was delayed, and it was literally delayed until yesterday, which was the 30th of June. And the job is meant to start 4th of July. It's a little short notice, but they said they're going to try and be flexible. But yeah, job. I think I'll cover a few things like why this job and what it entails, so you all know. One really important thing that I want to do as part of being an access officer is to be more open about things that a students' union does. So I'm really hoping that I can share a lot of what I'm doing over the next year on this channel with you all, which is exciting. What is this role? Let's cover that first. Pretty much every union in the UK has a student union. They advocate for students and it involves things like if their course isn't valued for money, or they've had an unfair grade in an exam, or anything like that. Personal issues, pastoral issues, accommodation issues. I can't think of any more things off the top of my head now, but it's that sort of thing, like literally a union. This is pretty much standard for all student unions throughout the UK, is that they will have a group of elected officers who are called sabbatical officers because they're taking a sabbatical from their studies, and they will be students at the university. They'll either have just finished their studies or they'll be taking a break in between, and you run for election as this with a manifesto, and then you essentially spend the rest of the next year working to get those points of your manifesto into action. I hope that all makes sense. Let me know if it doesn't and I can clarify further. I campaigned with it all being about accessibility. I remember from my time at Nottingham as an undergraduate, I was like a women in maths rep at that time, and what's interesting is Nottingham was almost 50-50 women at maths undergrad, slightly below, but then there's a huge drop-off of women going into postgraduate mathematical research. Cambridge, the number of women doing maths here is even lower. I want to say it's like 20%, maybe it's a bit higher since I last looked at this statistic. And then again, you do have that drop-off of women going into postgraduate study. I want to look if that's the same with all women in STEM subjects, if none of them are going into postgraduate study. It could be for a variety of reasons. For example, childcare might be hard. I definitely want to look at increasing the access to that. I have other manifesto points, but honestly this election, the actual campaigning and stuff happened so long ago I can't remember. I'm really excited to start the role though. It was difficult waiting so long for the results, and obviously now there's a very short turnaround. I should start at some point next week, but I'll also discuss briefly now like why I've gone for this role. I'm passionate about, you know, getting women into STEM. Coming from Birmingham as well, when it came to applying to university, my school, which has quite a high Pakistani and Bengali population, I was very interested when we were applying to universities that there are a lot of cultural reasons why Pakistani and Bengali students stay at home and commute to university. And Cambridge right now actually is really trying to recruit more Pakistani and Bengali students, which is perfect and aligns with what I want to do as well. I want to investigate what factors might put them off applying to Cambridge, especially getting more people from Birmingham and the Black Country and the West Midlands applying to Cambridge. All of that's really important to me. As the Access Education Participation Officer, I'll also be looking to increase participation in the Students' Union, and because people don't really engage with the Students' Union at Cambridge, which is quite unlike any other uni, people tend to engage more. And I think it's because at Cambridge, if you have a problem, you go to your JCR or MCR, which is like a junior common room and a postgraduate common room, And if you have a problem with accommodation or anything, you go through that and that all goes through your college. It doesn't go through the uni systems at all. As a result, you don't go to the students' union for it. As a result, people don't really go to the students' union. As well as that, the students' union at other unis is like a place for people to congregate and meet up, whereas at Cambridge, people can just do that in their colleges. There's a couple of reasons why people don't engage with the students' union, but I think those two are quite big ones. But anyway, as I was saying, I wanted to do this role because of how passionate I am about access, women in education in general, especially women in STEM, women in maths, Pakistani and Bengali girls in Cambridge just generally. Another reason is I just like working in universities generally. I just like the culture surrounding it, and I like staying involved with university life. I like that this way lets me stay involved with Cambridge and help to make Cambridge a better place. But as well as that, I'm not 100% sure what it is I want to be doing yet. I do think I'd like to be a science communicator, but we'll see how that goes. This gives me a chance to find my feet more with a career whilst doing something I do enjoy. I might decide I really like working in student unions, or I might decide that I like working in sort of politics more generally. But this gives me a chance to do something I enjoy and help others, whilst also giving me a sabbatical year to find my feet with what it is I want to do. One thing I am really passionate about as well is actually fashion. Now this is actually a new one. It's only in like the past year and a bit that I've become really interested in fashion. I think I might talk about that more in a different video, because that's something I need to think about more myself and have a look at that. But that is something I really like. But anyway, new job, yay. Hooray, earning money, finally. Hopefully starting next week, wish me luck. And like I said, a big part of access and participation in the Students' Union and at Cambridge more generally is being really transparent and open about what goes on in a Students' Union, because I had no idea what this job entails, and I'm still not quite sure what a day in the life is going to look like. So I'll definitely be taking you all through that, explaining all the ins and outs of it. You'll be able to see exactly what I'm doing, how much change I'm making, the ups and downs, everything. I really want to be open with it. Actually, while I remember, the election was really close. I won by like 1 vote, so it was nail-bitingly close. But I hope that I can make everyone who voted, whether it was for me or otherwise, just hope I can do them proud, do them well. So fingers crossed, and wish me luck. Your new postgraduate access education participation officer. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions about the role, then pop them in the comments and I'll try and answer them. And yeah, exciting times ahead.